Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is one of my infamous twist and close boxes, and I haven't made one of these in forever. And this is a hexagon one, so it just pops open like that and it twists and closes. Love it. This one will hold a Yankee candle. Can't remember which size though. But I know it does. But yeah, I love them. I love making all of these. First designed them in 2017 and I did a triangular one, and then I did 4 sides, 5, 6. I've done, I want to say 10 sides. I think that's the biggest, but yeah, they are my unique, individual, unusual design. And this one uses the free Rings of Love designer series paper, and then just the adorable Happy Hedgehogs and the matching punch. So this one was done with crumb cake and the paper. I'm using the same paper pack but a different pattern, and I know hedgehogs aren't really autumn, but they kind of are. So I just liked the paper, and I went with this one and soft succulent just to give a variation. So cardstock, but you don't worry about writing anything down. There's too many measurements. There's too many measurements for me to put on the screen, and I don't put them on the screen anyway because I work in metric and imperial and you'd never see the project. Yeah, there's too many for you to be worrying about writing down now. Just click open the description bar and you will go to my blog, to this specific project, and find all of the details and information there. And you can even watch the video in my blog with the instructions underneath. Okay, so 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 28. On the long side, score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, 7, 8 3/4, and 10 1/2, and that's all in imperial inches. In metric, 4 1/2, 9, 13 1/2, 18, 22 1/2, and 27. On this same side, without moving, I'm going to make little marks at the top at 7/8 of an inch, 2 5/8, 4 3/8, 6 1/8, 7 7/8, and 9 5/8 of an inch. And in metric, 2 1/4, 6 3/4, 11 1/4, 15 3/4, 20 1/4, 24 3/4. And here is why we don't write it down, because I haven't even got to the short side yet. So on that side, score it at 1 3/4 and 6 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to move my scoring board, hit the bin, and where we've made these little marks at the top, this little mark here, we're going to score in one direction down to that corner point there. There, down, and all the way along, but only one direction. Okay. And you just do it along all 6. And I would suggest that doing this before you burnish your score lines, because it will just lie flatter and you'll find it easier. Okay, and so I've just gone in one direction. There we go, hopefully you can see that now. Right, so I'm going to burnish up now, and I'm going to do my straight lines first. Well, they're all straight, but the ones I did on the scoring tool. Burnish all of those first. And that's the last one. Okay, these lines, they want to go in like that. So if you just gently push them with your fingers first, and then we'll come in and burnish afterwards. So it's the triangle is going over the top of the square part. Okay? So it's going to form up like that. And you just come in and burnish with your bone folder, which you can't see what I'm doing. Trust me, I'm doing that. last two and onto there. Okay, so the next bit I want to do now, I'm going to get rid of this little rectangle down here and take a teeny tiny little smidge off the top and then just simply cut straight on all of these. Okay, then I'm going to put my designer series paper on first, just because it's easier. And I've got 6 of these. They measure 4 1/4 tall inches, 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, which is 4 by 10.5 centimetres. I'm going to get my seal. It's not Seal Plus actually. This is just Seal. Stick myself to it. I'm not worried about the pattern on this one particularly. On my first one you can see that I had the pattern flow round. Not so bothered on this one because it's a bit more higgledy-piggledy. That's such a descriptive phrase, isn't it? Higgledy-piggledy. So I'm not as worried. And then these will just go, oh, that was off camera. These are going to fit in the 6 panels on the front. Right, so now I'm going to mix my glues. I'm going to use 3 glues today. So I've used Seal there. I'm going to use tear and tape along here. And because it's got the same number of sides, you can just fold it flat. Right, now I'm just going to pop the top in, and that will give me my shape. And here's glue number 3, the liquid glue. So I'm going to look for the back. There's the back at that point, so I want those 2 to go in kind of last, really. So, little blob of glue there. Whoopsie. And I'm going to put some glue on this one, glue on this one, glue here, and glue here. And I've got a rough shape going on there. But because I use liquid glue, I've got room to wibble it about. I'm going to turn it over, open up my box, and then get something heavy to put inside. Oh, there's my long block. And just make sure it's positioned. So I've got my long block in there, just keeping it weighted down. Okay, and then some scrap of white. I've got a little hedgehog. Little hedgehogs, so cute. Happy hedgehogs. I like the birds. Those would go with this paper pack. So would the toadstools. In fact, most of this would. But we're going with hedgies. Very lovely. There's my block. I'm going to go with some soft suede. Pop it there. Oh, look. Let's hope I can fit it in. Oh, I can. So you can do a build it hedgehog with this. So you could cut, you know, the body in a coloured cardstock, or you could cut the spines. Are they called spines? There we go. Okay, where's my infamous wink of Stella? So I'm just going to smudge his colour a little bit. Okay, clean off on there. And I just want very slightly paler on his body. I love that Stampin' Up! Has given us a European hedgehog. I have hedgehogs in my garden. They look quite different to hedgehogs in other places in the world, apparently. I wouldn't know, I've not seen them. Right, where's my twine? Here we go. So I'm going to take a length, and I've just scraped my thumbnail down it to decurlify it, because that's such a word. Some seal on the back, I can't speak. And I'm just going to create loops. I want 5 of them because we always do stuff in odd numbers, don't we? And I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals. oops, one that's going to anchor down that twine, and take out my block, so that should be nice and dry in there now, and pop it closed. Isn't that just brilliant? Oh. Pop it closed, love it, and that's the front, so I can have my little hedgehog there. Those are adorable little projects. I love them, and I love the twist and close boxes. Like I say, I first designed them. I designed them in our previous house, and I think I rolled them out while we were moving house, which was over 5 years ago now, or 5.5 years ago. And I've been doing them frequently. Well, I've been doing them yearly ever since, in all sorts of heights, sizes, shapes, and all sorts. So I know you all like them because you tell me how much you like them. I hope you like this one too. So, thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you soon. Bye.